Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
But those fortunate enough to remain alive will have the privilege of being used by our revered Minister of Science, the good Dr. Zayas.
This channel that I have here, this new channel, well, it's not a new channel, it's just a packaged channel. It's geared towards poking fun of, ridiculing Valor thieves. There are a lot of Valor thief videos out there, but I want to kind of pwn the Valor thieves and make fun of them because they're trying to puff themselves up by stealing Valor. It's to bring attention to themselves and to make themselves look better than they feel they are. Product of low self-esteem, whatever the case may be, that these people out here have to steal Valor. But what you don't realize is that when you lie about your military service, you are hurting those who served. You're taking away their bragging rights for what they've done. And most people who serve in combat don't brag about it. Very few ever do. That's one way. You see someone bragging about their combat experience, you got to question what. It depends on the context. If it's over at the VA or over at the American Legion or something like that, yeah, I could see it. But people who go out in public and expose their military exploits, to say, are really just trying to bring attention to themselves and probably trying to use it to cover up their failures in life. I don't know the reason, and each individual case may be different. But I have made plenty of Valor thieving videos about Von Helton. And, you know, it's time to say that I'm not just pointing out one person, that there are millions of Valor thieves out there. And if you know of any, and you could bring them to my attention, maybe send me some video clips, and I could use them to make a video, perhaps, and make fun. Us veterans can watch it and enjoy the ridicule of a person who's trying to puff themselves up by pretending to be one of us. And those of you who have relatives, and most of you do, who have served in the military, they're crapping on them too. So all of us have a stake in stolen valor to a certain extent. And so, you know, this particular Valor thief I'm going to go over today, as you see in the entry of the video, UN Peacekeepers. Now, normally, anything I've ever said in the past about the UN has pretty much been negative. I don't have a very good opinion of the United Nations for several reasons, but that's not what this video is about. I am against stolen valor no matter where you stole your valor, whether it be in Europe, the Middle East, or anywhere else in the world, or any branch of the service It doesn't matter. All of us soldiers have a bond together. I have friends who've served in other countries of the world, and Valor thievery pisses them off just as much. I have a friend who served in Israel and saw some horrible things. It's not really bragging that true veterans really do if they've seen action. I didn't actually see any combat action. I was in during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, but had to work a little harder because the workload increased. But I didn't go over to the Middle East. The war ended too soon, and I didn't get my opportunity to go over there. And the people who did, some of them saw some awful, horrendous things. Vietnam veterans saw some awful, horrendous things. A war isn't pretty. The governments start the wars, but us common people have to fight them. We have to clean up the messes that governments create. But, I served. I was in the Army National Guard for 3 years back in the early 80s, and in the late 80s and early 90s, I served in the Navy. There was at least like a 7-8 year span between the two. But so I've seen a lot of military service, but I didn't see any combat. I did save people's lives because it was my job, not because I'm a hero. Because if I didn't save their lives, I wouldn't be doing my job because I was a medic. But I'm proud of what I've done, and I don't have to pretend like I was a Navy SEAL or that I was something that I wasn't. I was a hospital corpsman. I was a combat medic, 8404, and I wear the emblem on my hat because I earned the right to wear the emblem. I earned the right to brag if I want to about my military service because I did it. I don't need to lie. If you served, but you lie about what you did, that's still stolen valor. But let's go on to this guy. I don't know his full name. He goes by the Flying Swede on YouTube, and his name is Oscar, as far as I know. If that's his real name, people don't always use their real names on the internet, and I can understand why. But I'm going to talk about Oscar and his magnificent so-called military story. See, sometimes a screwed up uniform, somebody who served can tell that person's lying, that person's a fake. Because, we knew how we were supposed to wear uniforms. Well, when someone brags about their military service, oftentimes we can tell that's a fake too. By the things they say, by the way they tell a story. You can't fool us. And that's all there is to it. Okay, here's Oscar. Wait a minute, not that Oscar. Give me a break. This Oscar. This Oscar is the Oscar I'm talking about. This is the Oscar.
Thank you for Molly that we're talking about the Army. We had a program here in Sweden training service dogs who were gonna get deployed to Iran, Iraq, around there in the Middle East. And at the end of the course, the training, we trainers could give we could pick out dogs we would think would be suitable to go be deployed. And I actually picked Molly because she was top of the class, really. And she got deployed, and after deployment, after the deployment of Molly, I went to do my own training, and then I also got deployed. So, and actually, I actually got to the same base as Molly, and when she saw me coming in there, actually she recognized me even when I had my uniform on, fighting with someone ever since I left the Army. but like I'm on the reserve actually, so I'm basically 24/7 standby. If they can basically give me one phone call and I have to go back into the army.
Served anywhere. I don't care, United States, Canada, Mexico, Sweden, Europe, UN, China, Japan, Mongolia, anywhere. You know that story is a bunch of crap. That he got to pick the top service dog, and now he's on call because that's what the reserves do. They're on call anytime. Well, yes, that's true if you really are in the reserves. I don't think this guy qualifies to be in the military. He obviously has some kind of disability, and I'm not poking fun at that. I actually know this guy from Hangouts, and I don't really, I had you could say a little problem putting this video out because I don't want to, like to pound somebody who I'm friends with in a way. And if this ends our friendship, that's fine because I stand up for my brothers and sisters who served, and they're very important. They're like a family to me. And if this guy wants to crap on me and all my other veteran brothers and sisters, then I'm going to say something about it. Sorry about your luck, as Mr. V says on occasion. But this is from a hangout where 3 stolen Valors are in there bragging about their military service. Their so-called fake military service. And this video has gone a little bit too long. I've talked a little bit too much. But I just wanted to bring this out there. There is plenty of Valor thievery from this guy in different hangouts. I just didn't want to go through hour-long hangouts to find little nidbits of his Valor thievery. He makes ridiculous claims of serving in combat over in Iraq, and that's crapping on all the veterans that actually served over there and crapping on the peacekeepers. And so I'm not going to tolerate it. And I'm going to say something and do something about it. So that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I look forward to making some more of these type videos. All right.